Buchanan Boys is a firm of attorneys in South Africa. We were founded in 1900 here in the Cape. We have offices throughout South Africa. We are a full-service legal firm, but we have a particular interest and emphasis on property-related work. In connection with myself, I'm James Phillipson. I did my articles here at Buchanan Boys some 17 years ago. I then went overseas for 10 years, where I practiced with the city firm in England, specializing in commercial work. I then returned to South Africa in 2005, and I'm a director here in the Cape Town office of Buchanan Boys, specializing in commercial and residential property. I'm appointed as the attorney, and this firm is appointed as the attorneys for Silvertee Properties, and I'm delighted to be able to present this information DVD to explain to your clients how easy it is and how safe it is, and the opportunity of purchasing property here in South Africa. The process itself is relatively simple. It starts with the seller and the purchaser signing a sale and purchase agreement. They can sign that overseas. They can fax and email their signatures to South Africa. They don't have to be physically present here to enter into that agreement. Once they enter into that agreement, there's a legally binding agreement between the parties, between the seller and the purchaser, and the process then takes about 8 weeks. The property process takes about 8 weeks for the registration to take place in the name of the purchaser. Once that takes place, after 8 weeks, it takes a further 6 or so weeks for the title deeds to be delivered to our firm, and we then make contact with the purchaser as to whether they want the title deed delivered to them overseas, or whether if they're living locally to where they're living, or whether they want us to keep it on their behalf. The question many foreigners have is how does the process actually work of transferring money, and is that money safe in South Africa before the transfer of the property takes place? Many foreigners don't actually come here before they purchase property. They do it remotely wherever they're situated. The answer to that question is it's very safe to purchase property in South Africa. There's no restrictions on transferring monies into South Africa. It takes a bit longer than doing a local transfer. It takes approximately 72 hours for the money to land in our trust account. And once it's in our trust account, your clients can be rest assured that the money is safe. We're a big firm. We've been around for a long time, and we are regulated by the Law Society here in South Africa. The other question many foreigners have is, what about when I want to sell the property? And the answer to that is they can take out whatever they brought in. If they brought in 100% of the purchase monies, they can take out 100% of the sale proceeds. So there's absolutely no problem. The only issue that they need to be aware of is that they need to keep a good record of the documents when they transfer that money into South Africa, and the receipts that they received from the local banks when that money landed in the trust account or the recipient account here in South Africa. Another good question that foreigners ask is, can they borrow money in South Africa? And again, the answer is yes. They can borrow money, but up to a maximum of 50% of the purchase price. In certain circumstances, foreigners can borrow a bit more if they have a slightly different resident status, or they have a temporary visa. They may qualify for more than 50%. But the general rule of thumb is that foreigners can borrow up to 50%. The local bank will look at their earnings overseas and their financial status overseas, and then decide on those grounds whether they're going to lend the money or not. The other issue that I would be aware of, or that I need to make your clients aware of, is tax. Foreigners are susceptible or liable for the same taxes as locals. When they sell the property, they are liable for capital gains tax, as locals are, at the rate of approximately 10% of the profit that they make. Other than that, there are no other hidden taxes that they need to be aware of. In relation to living in Cape Town and investing in Cape Town, I do a lot of foreign work, and my clients are very happy here in Cape Town. The time zones are very similar to Europe. The climate is obviously fantastic, particularly in relation to Europe here in South Africa. And generally speaking, foreigners are very happy to live here. Many of them live here for part of the year during the winter months of Europe. As far as I'm concerned, I lived overseas for many years. I now live back in South Africa. The lifestyle is fantastic for me. I'm very happy to work here. It's a very easy working environment to settle into, and I'm very happy to be back working in South Africa, particularly helping foreigners. And I look forward to working with your clients and helping and assisting your clients in the near future. Thank you.